much longer are you going to keep me waiting, Alana? At this rate, I'll be 6 feet under by the time you give me grandchildren like I told you to. You've disappointed me to no end, do you know that? What kind of a woman can't have one single baby? Honestly, I have a hard time even calling you a woman anymore. You're just a useless sack of meat, that's all you are. And to think we've allowed you the honor of living with us. How can you even bear with the shame of being such a disappointment to your mother and father-in-law? Well, I guess this means you heard the news. You got that right. My husband told me all about it. You went and lost another baby, didn't you? That poor baby. It had the misfortune of being placed into your God-forsaken womb. It's all your fault, by the way. You're either eating too much or too little, exercising too much or too little, or working too much or too little. If you could manage to live a healthy, well-balanced lifestyle, you wouldn't keep murdering all the babies you conceive. I really wish I knew why this keeps happening to me. I know you're disappointed, and I am too, but I'm not giving up yet. Me and Ray are determined to have children, so we're going to keep trying. I know it's hard to wait, but wait and hope is all we can do. I've done so much waiting that I've completely run out of hope. Meanwhile, what have I gained from it? Just more and more years of my life waiting for grandchildren that never come. And what about you, The older you get, the lower your chances are of ever having a baby. Not to mention the risk of your babies having issues skyrockets. What are you going to do if you finally give birth to a child that's grotesque and deformed? I'd like to think that I would love that child with all of my heart because they're my child. I'm also not too comfortable with using words like grotesque to describe my baby, even if hypothetically. Well, someone has to give you a dose of reality. You can hardly even get pregnant at all, and every child you do conceive doesn't even last to the second trimester. You're damaged goods, there's no other way to put it. My daughter, however, there's a real woman. She's fantastic, perfect in every way. She got pregnant practically the very moment that she got married. Oh, is that right? I hadn't heard. Tell her I said congratulations. I don't think I will, actually. It wouldn't mean anything coming from you. You should see the pictures she gave me from her last checkup. The baby just keeps growing and growing and growing. Both mother and child are doing superbly. I'm sorry, Harriet. I don't think I can handle this conversation any longer. I just found out today that I had another miscarriage, and it's all I can do to hold myself together right now. Could you please leave me alone for a while? Who do you think you are, telling me what to do? The reason you're struggling so much is that deep down you know that it's all your fault. I'll bet you were bringing home a different man every night of the week until you met my son. I mean, you're a high school dropout. All you types are good at is breeding, crime, and receiving welfare. It seems clear to me that you're now receiving the comeuppance for your loose morals. That isn't true. I did not fool around like that. I've never received any welfare either. I worked hard to get where I am today. Oh, yes. Well, let's talk about where we are today, shall we? You're barren, dried up, infertile, useless. A woman's job is to have babies. That's what we're made for. And you can't even do the bare minimum of what it means to be a woman. What does that make you, Harriet? What reason do you have for living anyway? Being your son's wife, for starters. You know, I hate to admit it, but you're right. That imbecile son of mine dropped out of high school just like you did. So, yes, you're absolutely perfect for each other, a couple of useless idiots. Why do I even bother with you two? There's nothing in it for me. And you know what? I think it's time we put an end to this farce. You've disappointed me for the last time, Alana. I don't understand. I've been thinking about this for quite some time, and now my mind is made up. I want to live with my daughter and her husband, not with you. All right, so are you going to move? What? Oh, don't be ridiculous. You're the ones who are moving, not us. Wait, we're moving? What are you talking about? Note to self, don't bother talking to high school dropouts. They don't even understand the English language. I'll use small words so you'll be sure to understand. You and Ray are going to move out of this house, and my daughter and her husband are going to move in. And I've already discussed the plan with my daughter, so it's a done deal. Don't bother objecting. You don't have any right to refuse. This is awfully sudden. Have you talked to Ray about this yet? No, I've already wasted enough time talking to one high school dropout today. You can tell him yourself. Oh, and one more thing. My daughter's going to have a lot of expenses coming up. Just the hospital bill for the birth will likely be several $1,000s. You and Ray don't have to worry about leaving money behind for anyone, so you can give the lion's share of your income to her. We'll start with $3,000 a month and see how things go.
You can't honestly expect us to do that.
It's up to you, Alana. You could always pay the whole amount by yourself every month. That would prove your worth, wouldn't it? If a high school dropout like you can earn $3,000 a month, maybe I'll take back some of the things I've said about you.
I shouldn't have to pay you money just to get you to stop belittling me. There's no way I would ever agree to do that. Why in the world would I pay a single cent to a sister-in-law who I don't even live with? After all, she's not a high school dropout, is she? She's more than capable of working to earn her own money.
Shut up, you insolent little girl. You married into this family. You knew what you were getting into. I am your mother-in-law, and what I say is the law.
You have no right to demand I move out.
Shut your mouth and get packing this instant!
This is unbelievable. I won't stand for this.
Hey, Alana. I am really sorry I couldn't answer the phone when you were calling me. I was in a meeting, so I had my phone turned off. I had no idea you were calling. I listened to your voicemail, though. This is just absolutely insane. I can't believe all of this is happening while I'm at work. Where are you right now? Are you doing okay? Your voice was trembling in your message. You seemed like you were really upset. Which, considering the circumstances, I can totally understand.
Hey, Ray. Thanks for getting back to me. I'm better now, thanks. It took a while, but I managed to calm down. I'm really sorry to bother you while you're so busy at work. It's just, I was so shocked and confused by everything that the only thing I could think to do after your mom texted me was to call you. I bet it was just as surprising for you as it was for me.
You don't need to be worried about me at all. I'm fine. You're the one that I'm the most concerned about. I'm so sorry about my mom being the way that she is. If I would have just been more assertive with her, maybe she wouldn't be so harsh on you all the time.
I don't blame you at all, Ray. I'm sorry if that's how I came off, but that's not the case at all. It's just, well, she came at me talking about the baby again. I asked her as nicely as I could to drop the issue, that I wasn't in a place where I could talk about it right now. But then she just got even angrier at me and told me to pack up and move out. So I did.
Yeah, I know, and that's all right with me. Let's get the hell out of here, Alana, you and me. We'll move far away where she can't bother us anymore.
You mean you really do want to move?
Yeah, I've had all that I can take of this. I'm sorry I didn't make this decision sooner, honestly. It must have been terrible for you to deal with living with my mom for this long. It's just that I'm the oldest son of the family, so when my dad asked me what I thought about the four of us living together, I just went along with it. But now that I've seen the way that my mom is gonna treat my wife, I've known ever since I was a kid that she was on the strict side, but this is simply crossing the line. I can't stand to watch her bullying you anymore. You've put up with it for long enough. The thing is, I don't even think my mom knows I know what she's doing to you. She always puts on a good act while me and Dad are around, but the second that we leave the room, she starts right into criticizing you about every little thing. God, I don't know why I wasn't more straightforward in dealing with this. We minimized the time you two were alone together, and I was always talking to Dad about how great a wife you were while Mom was in earshot. I thought that would be enough, but I was so wrong.
It's okay, Ray, I know. You were doing the best that you could to protect me from your mom in your own way. I could have done more to be assertive with her myself. But with her being my mother-in-law and all, I guess I sort of figured that this was the way it was going to be. So I resigned myself to dealing with her harassment and held on to hope that one day she would come around and we could have a normal relationship. But now I can see that day is never going to come.
Those are my thoughts exactly. That's why I think the best thing we can do is to get as far away from her as we can. Fortunately for me, I have a job that I don't need to be in the office for, so we can move somewhere with better weather and a lower cost of living. That way we can finally live in peace together, and I'll be able to focus more on my work, too. I know you've got a lot of pent-up stress from the time that we've been living together with them, and you deserve a break, and a permanent one at that. And since Mom has conveniently kicked us out of the house, this seems like the best opportunity we could ask for. Let's get out of here tonight!
Ray, are you sure about this?
Of course I am! I've never been more sure about anything, other than the day I asked you to be my wife. You can leave all of the details to me. I'll handle everything. All you need to do is relax. Get a hotel room for us, take a nice bath, watch some TV, order some room service. You've got all the essentials packed up with you, right?
Yeah, I have all our valuables, clothes, everything is packed up.
Then it's settled. Once you get a room, let me know where. I'll get us 2 plane tickets for the first flight tomorrow morning.
Sounds great.
Well. I have to admit I never thought it would be this easy to get rid of the two of you. I wonder what you failures are up to right now. I'll bet that useless woman of yours is curled up in a ball, crying her eyes out and pretending like she's not responsible for everything.
We're on vacation right now, Mom. We're far too busy enjoying ourselves to waste any time or energy dealing with you. What do you want with me anyway? If you have something to say, then say it. If you don't want to live with us anymore, that's fine. You're welcome to move out of the house whenever you'd like.
That's some awfully big talk coming from you. After all, we're the ones who allowed you the privilege of living with us all this time. Did you think we'd let you leech off us for the rest of your life?
Excuse me? Who's leeching off who now? You're the ones who are living in my house. I'm the one who bought that house. My name is on the deed. So if anything, you and Dad are the ones who are leeching off me. You know what's big talk? Trying to kick someone out of their own house like you did to me and Alana last night.
What? No, that's ridiculous. Stop these silly lies at once. This is your father's house, not yours. He's the one who pays for everything. How dare you try to claim credit for that?
I don't know what to tell you, Mom. You're just plain wrong. I have no idea where you got the idea that Dad's the one who bought the house. We're an old-fashioned family with old-fashioned values, and I don't have any opposition to that in principle. That's why I decided that as your oldest son, letting you live with us would be a good way to honor the two of you for bringing me into this world. But that was before I saw the way you were treating Alana. I've changed my mind.
That can't be true. Oh, I get it. You must have borrowed the money to buy the house from your father.
Nope. Wrong again. I haven't borrowed 1 single cent from you or Dad. The house is mine, plain and simple. So you don't have any right to kick us out.
I had no idea. Well, in any case, you're leaving, aren't you? That's fine. You can simply sign the deed over to your father and I. I think that would be a fitting way to repay you for everything we've done for you all your life. Really, anything less than giving up the house would be a disgraceful act of betrayal.
Exactly what have you done for us, Mom? Can you name a single thing? I don't even think you've washed a single dish or cooked a single meal in all the time you've lived with us. You just verbally abused Alana while she did everything.
All I was doing was telling her how to be a better housekeeper. I mean, that woman can't do anything right. She can't even keep a baby alive inside of her for more than a month or 2. I'll bet you regret marrying her every single time you see her face.
Don't you dare insult my wife like that! My God, you are such a thick-headed old hag! What do I have to do to get you to stop insulting my wife?
What did you just call me? You can't talk to me that way. I'm your mother. I thought you couldn't disappoint me any more than the day you dropped out of high school. But now I see that your stupidity, insolence, and lack of respect truly knows no bounds. I think marrying that stupid girl has only made you even dumber than you already were.
You can call me stupid as much as you like, Mom. I've heard it all already. You can't hurt me anymore. But I am not going to allow you to insult Alana anymore. Did you even know that her dad died back when she was just a kid? Her mom had to raise her and her sister all by herself. Alana willingly dropped out of high school in order to work so the family would have enough money to live on and her little sister would be able to go to college. You were fortunate enough to be born into a moderately wealthy family, so you were free to go to any college you wanted. And if going to college was what turned you into the vile, narcissistic monster you are now, then I'm glad I dropped out of high school.
Ugh, and there it is, sour grapes. You're too stupid to get a college degree, so you cling to any excuse you can find to convince yourself you don't want one. If you want my advice, just stop talking about the subject altogether. Every single word you say only makes you look dumber.
You don't like living with an idiot like me, huh? Well, then how's about you get out of that idiot's house? This is your warning. You're not welcome there anymore. I am officially ordering you to vacate the premises immediately.
That's adorable. You think you can tell me what to do? Well, too bad. I'm having a jolly old time here with your sister and her husband. The two of you can go and find a comfortable cardboard box to sleep in for all I care.
Right. Enjoy living there while you can. It's not gonna last much longer.
Hey, what's going on, Alana? When are you going to send $3,000 you owe me for this month? I have bills to pay, you know.
You want to know when I'm going to send it? Okay, here's your answer. Never. Like, did you actually expect that I was just gonna do what you say?
Of course you have to do as I say. I'm your mother-in-law. What I say is law, remember? I don't have a job, so how am I supposed to pay for everything I need without the money I demanded from you?
Oh my god, this is rich. You actually thought I was gonna do it. And even better, you thought that telling me that you're unemployed was going to make me more likely to give you money? If you want some help paying your bills this month, here's some free advice for you. Get a job, you lazy old bag.
You snotty little upstart, you can't talk to me that way. I deigned to allow you to marry my idiot son. Don't you feel any gratitude to me at all?
Let me see. Nope, none at all. You haven't even done a single thing for me that I should be grateful for. And to top it all off, you told me to get out of my own house. As far as I'm concerned, that right there was a declaration of war. We're not family anymore.
That is not for you to decide. As long as you're married to my son, you must do as I say. And another thing, what's this nonsense someone from the sheriff's office gave me today? Something about a writ of possession?
Didn't the sheriff explain what it meant when he gave it to you? It's simple. Ray told you to get out of the house, didn't he? And yet here you are, 4 weeks later, still living in his house. So he decided to take the legal remedies against you that are available to him. This was the first step in the eviction process.
Nonsense! Absolute nonsense! This is my house!
And just what gives him the right to make that claim, Just so you know, we have a lawyer who's taking care of everything for us. If you don't comply with the writ of possession, then we'll just have to escalate our case against you.
But you can't do that!
We can, actually, and your daughter and her husband are cool with it. I was planning on heading back there soon to talk to them about it, but they were surprisingly quick to agree to leave when I talked to them. So you're the only person who's being difficult.
Wait, they've already agreed to leave? They haven't said anything about that to me.
Your daughter's husband is quite a reasonable guy. I told him all about how you kicked me out of my own house to let them live there, then tried to extort me for $3,000 a month. It seems that he was under the impression that they were just going to be staying with you for a week or so. Then a week turned into 2 weeks, then into a whole month. Then he finally discovered that they were moving in with you. He wasn't very happy to be deceived like that. Plus, he was absolutely stunned by how lazy you were and how little you helped out around the house. If they didn't tell you anything, it's probably because he's just been avoiding talking to you. He's already told your daughter that they're moving out, no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Is that why he seemed so distant these last few weeks? I thought he was just being childish about the whole thing.
By the whole thing, you mean you and your daughter lying to him, right? Oh, and speaking of lies, let's think back to the day of our wedding. You were working the reception desk and you took the liberty of taking all the cards containing money for safekeeping. Whatever happened to that money?
Well,
Oh, don't bother, I already know. You gambled it all away.
hold on, this doesn't make any sense. How? How did you know about that?
What do you think I am, Harriet? A 5-year-old? You said you were going to hold on to it for safekeeping, and that was the last we ever heard of it. We were obviously going to get suspicious about where all that money went at some point. Plus, why would we need you to keep it safe for us anyway? We had a locked box there at the reception table for people to put it in. Oh, and as long as we're on the topic of you taking other people's money, we also went ahead and told your husband about how you spent all of Ray's savings, too.
What? There's no way. There is no possible way you could know about that. I never even told Ray.
Yeah, neither of us ever knew about a savings account in Ray's name until your husband told us about it. He asked us what we ended up doing with that money, at which point I turned to Ray, only to see a shocked expression on his face. Your husband had no idea about all the money being gone, so that means you must have used it all yourself. You started out by putting money in there regularly for his birthday, Christmas, and other special occasions. But then one day, all of a sudden, you started making some large withdrawals. That was when you started gambling, wasn't it?
Tell me what's going on right now. How did you know about all the money I took out?
Don't you know how banks work? It's Ray's account, so obviously he has the right to view a simple transaction history. That's how we know exactly how much was in there and how much you took out.
I haven't done anything wrong. I'm the one who put that money in there in the first place. I had every right to use it how I pleased.
Really, Harriet, it's all right. You don't need to embarrass yourself by trying to justify what you did. Ray isn't even all that broken up about it. He never even knew that money existed in the first place, so he doesn't feel like he lost anything. And besides, that's not even the real reason I'm angry at you. Do you remember why Ray dropped out of high school?
What? Why are you bringing that up all of a sudden?
For as long as I've known you, you've been constantly looking down on the two of us for being high school dropouts. You even did some of the most childish name-calling I've ever heard from someone as old as you. If you want to mock me, that's fine, but not Ray. The entire reason he dropped out of high school was because your husband got injured and lost his job. He didn't even think twice about sacrificing his own future in order to ensure that the family's needs were met, and so his little sister could follow her college dreams. So he dropped out of high school and started working.
Oh, I suppose he did. But he's a man, isn't he? That's what men are supposed to do, work to support their family.
Wow, isn't that something? You have an incredible ability to invent the worst excuses possible for your bad behavior out of thin air. You can't believe that it's a man's role to work for the family and use that to justify making Ray work in your husband's place. Or you can believe that high school dropouts are all morons and use that as justification to mock and demean your son for dropping out. You can't have it both ways, though. Plus, aren't you forgetting another able-bodied person in your household?
You mean my daughter?
I mean you idiot. You could have at least gotten a part-time job. That, plus your husband's disability benefits, should have been more than enough to allow Ray to finish high school and go on to college. Not to mention all the money that Ray had in his bank account. If you had given him that money instead of using it on yourself, he would have been able to go to college with no problem.
Why are you so determined to dredge up all these matters that are over and done with anyway? Can't we move on and think about the future?
Oh, don't worry, we're getting there. You never told any of this to your daughter either, and your husband was opposed to your decision not to work at the start. But then, wouldn't you know it, you came down with a severe depression and couldn't work. One that was never properly diagnosed, by the way. You made that all up, didn't you?
You can't prove I made it up.
Then can you show me an official diagnosis?
I lost it years ago and I'm better now.
I see. So you still won't fess up, huh? Well, I think you'll have a much harder time dodging responsibility once our lawyer comes after you. He's very good, I should warn you. Once we give him the go-ahead, he'll swoop in on you like a hawk. We'll get all the information we need to crush you in no time. You have no chance against us in court, unless you can somehow hire yourself a lawyer as good as ours. But you don't really have that kind of money, do you?
I'll be fine. All I need to do is ask my husband for the money and I'll hire a lawyer better than yours.
Oh, Harriet, you poor thing. You still don't get it, do you? Your husband knows everything now. He's not going to take your side. Actually, he apologized to Ray for not catching on to you sooner. Even if your daughter has had a massive change of heart, once she found out that Ray sacrificed his own dreams in order to support her, she rushed right over to thank him for everything and apologize for not treating him better. We're having a little family conference right now.
What? Right now?
That's right. Pretty good timing, isn't it? I knew you'd be going to the casino today, so I called everyone over here to have a little chat about you. I was hoping to get everyone in the family to choose whose side they would take before going any further. And do you know how many of them said they were going to side with you? 0. Not one single person. I was planning on filling you in on the results of our meeting at a later date, but since you went out of your way to text me, I thought I might as well let you know right now.
You mean you knew I was at the casino?
Yes, and I'm guessing that you're most likely standing in front of their ATM machine right now. You were just about to withdraw the money you assumed I would send you to hit the tables, but instead saw a big fat 0. That's why you texted me, isn't it? You're so transparent. As for why I know you're at the casino, we hired the best lawyer around, who just so happens to know the best private detective around. He told us all about your typical schedule, including when you go and do your gambling. If you'll just wait there a moment, the family and I are heading inside to talk to you right now. Just do us a favor and don't try and run. It'll only delay the inevitable. When we all went inside, Harriet was making a mad dash to the restroom. However, one of the casino security guards got to her before we did. It seems as though she wasn't coming to gamble today. She was coming to pay off her gambling debts. That's why she was so desperate to get her hands on my money. The guard was kind enough to let us have first dibs at her, though, and did us the favor of allowing us to use their conference room free of charge. My father-in-law didn't even have to say a single word to her for her to crack. All he needed to do was stand there and stare at her, his face beet red with shame and anger. Harriet immediately dropped to her knees and started begging us for forgiveness. Seeing such an old woman so desperate like that was pretty hard to watch, but at the same time, it was super satisfying. Now that she knew the truth about her brother, Ray's sister's attitudes towards us changed completely, and we have a pretty good relationship now. She and her husband both said they don't want anything to do with Harriet anymore. As for me and Ray, cutting ties with Harriet has brought a new sense of peace to our lives. Without the stress of dealing with Harriet's constant abuse, I was able to get pregnant soon afterward. I'm several months into my pregnancy, and the baby is growing healthy and strong. Naturally, Harriet was divorced by her husband and had to start a new life on her own. Couple that with her gambling debts, and that means she has to do the one thing she's been doing her best to avoid for all her life: work. It doesn't seem like her college degree is helping her out, though. She gets interviews, but once they see what a terrible person she is, they transition right into, actually, the position has already been filled.
Hey, Judy, I just got a call from Ellie. She says she's feeling sick again and asked me to pick up some stuff for her since she's not feeling up to going out. I'm also going to do a little bit of work around the house for her while I'm there, so I probably won't be able to come to your place tonight. Sorry about that. You can go ahead and eat without me.
Colton, are you serious? We've been talking about tonight all week. I was really looking forward to having dinner with you. I even left work early so I could go shopping and get a head start on cooking. And now you're telling me that you're canceling our plans to go and take care of your sick ex-girlfriend again?
I know, I'm sorry. She has a weak immune system. She gets sick all the time. She doesn't have any friends in the area, so I'm the only one she can count on when she needs help, like tonight. But you understand, right? You're one of the most generous and caring people I know, Judy.
Is that really true?
Huh? What do you mean? That you're one of the most generous and caring people I know?
No, that's not it. Does Ellie really have a cold? If you ask me, it seems like she's still trying to get back together with you.
Oh, I get it. You're jealous, right? Hey, you have nothing to worry about. Trust me, we broke up. My relationship with Ellie is all in the past. I'm only going to help her out because I feel bad for her, you know? What can I say? I'm a sucker for people in need. It's like those bell-ringing Santas at Christmas time. I can't help but toss a couple bucks into their buckets whenever I see one. I doubt you'd like me as much as you do if I were the type to turn down a sick woman's cry for help. So can't you give me a break just this once?
First of all, this isn't a just once problem. You do this pretty regularly. And it's just not normal for an ex-girlfriend to keep calling on you for help like Ellie does. Worst of all, why do you think it's okay to give your ex-girlfriend priority over plans you made with your fiancé?
Come on, babe, don't guilt-trip me like that. It's not a matter of prioritizing you or her. I'm just doing my best to be as kind and generous to everyone around me.
I don't think it's very kind to me to keep canceling our plans like this. I've been getting things ready for our dinner tonight all afternoon. I made a big dinner since I was planning on both of us being here. And now that you're going to see your ex-girlfriend, I'm gonna have to eat it all by my lonesome.
Okay, now you're just being selfish, Judy. I don't appreciate you acting like I want to cancel on you at the last minute. Life happens. People get hurt, sick, you know? Seriously, could you knock it off with the guilt trip?
All right, I guess your mind is made up. But please, please don't be late tomorrow. The wedding planner said she'll meet us at the venue at 3 o'clock. You'll be there, right?
Yeah, for sure. You can count on me.
Colton, what's going on? Where are you? Are you all right, or are you feeling sick or something? I'm starting to get concerned.
I'm sorry. You don't need to worry about me. I'm totally fine.
Well, that's a relief.
Yeah, it's Ellie who you should be concerned about. She's gone and caught a really bad cold again. I gotta go and help her out with some stuff.
What? You have to be joking. Colton, today is our wedding. Oh my God, this can't be happening. Please don't tell me you're already on your way to her place. Everyone is here. They're all waiting for you. All our family, friends, they're just as worried as I am.
Yeah, my bad. The wedding's gonna have to be put on pause until I get back. Could you do me a favor and ask everyone to just wait a little while longer?
Are you out of your mind? What do you want me to tell them? That you're going to take care of your sick ex-girlfriend again?
No, you don't have to get that specific. Just tell them I'm running late. Ellie is in really bad shape right now. This is probably the sickest she's ever been. I'm nervous about what might happen to her if I don't get there soon.
Okay, Colton. You go right ahead. Drive carefully.
Sure thing. Thanks for being so understanding about this, Judy. Let's see. If traffic cooperates, I'll probably be back in about 3 hours.
Thanks for letting me know.
What the? Judy, where are you? I mean, where did everyone go? The parking lot's totally empty and no one's inside the church. Did you guys all go somewhere else while you were waiting for me? You can come on back now.
We all went somewhere, yes, but we weren't waiting for you. The wedding is off.
Wait, you mean you canceled the wedding? Why?
Let me ask you this way. Why on earth would I not cancel it? The groom up and left to go and see his ex-girlfriend. I feel absolutely humiliated. Not only that, I feel terrible for all the people who took the time out of their day to come to the wedding.
You've got to be kidding me. What's the matter with you? You sent everyone home? I told you I'd be back in about 3 hours, didn't I? Sure, I took a little bit longer than 3 hours, but that's no excuse for you to cancel the wedding the instant 3 hours went by.
Don't pretend like you're the one who's been wronged here. And make no mistake, I didn't wait 3 hours for you. You think you could just tell me to put a 3-hour pause on our wedding so you can see your sick ex-girlfriend? You've disappointed our parents and relatives more than you can possibly imagine, not to mention all the other friends who came to the church today.
I didn't disappoint them, you did! I told you to put the wedding on pause, not to cancel it!
You don't get to force everyone to adjust their schedule by 3 hours in order for you to go hang out with Ellie. People took time off work to be there. There were children who needed to be fed, had their diapers changed. Some people who came from far away woke up as early as 4 a.m. in order to make the drive out here. It seems to me that you just don't understand that other people's time is just as important as your own. This isn't the first time you've done this either. Every single time we've had a meeting with the wedding planner, you blew me off. Sometimes it was to meet with Ellie, sometimes you were working late, sometimes you were hungover from drinking with your office buddies. You used anything and everything as an excuse to ignore our plans.
Hey, those are all just as important as planning our wedding. Ellie needs me to help her out when she gets sick. My company needs me to do my job, and I need to build camaraderie with my colleagues. Are you telling me you matter more than all of those people?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it means when you get married to someone, Colton. It means you put that person and their needs before anyone else. That's how I felt about you before today. But not anymore. I am done with you. The wedding is off, and so is our engagement.
You're being completely ridiculous. So I went to help out my sick ex-girlfriend. Big whoop. That's no reason to break up with me. We could just plan another wedding for another date. Simple as that.
It's going to take me a lot of time and probably a lot of therapy to recover from the emotional pain you've caused me today. I don't want to talk to you anymore. So don't worry, Colton. You don't have to worry about me giving you a hard time for visiting Ellie ever again. I hope you two will be very happy together.
I don't believe this. I drove like mad to get back here as quickly as possible for you. And this is how you repay me? You're not breaking up with me. Screw that. I'm breaking up with you. Don't ever speak to me again.
Gladly. Goodbye, Colton. Aw, I heard the sad news, Judy. You're breaking up with your boyfriend because he'd rather spend time with his ex-girlfriend than you? What's your problem anyway? How possessive can you be? Seriously, if you were willing to break up with him over that, then I guess maybe you never really cared about him that much in the first place. Well. Hello, Ellie. I didn't expect you to contact me so soon. Come to think of it, I'm not sure why he called you his ex-girlfriend. I mean, he's probably been seeing you more often than he's seen me in the last several months. Aren't I amazing? I'm such a hot commodity that even after I broke up with him, I still had him waiting on me hand and foot. Yeah, you're something else, all right. Although I'd say that commanding your ex-boyfriend to come and visit you nearly once a week says just as much about you as it does about him. And the fact that he was so willing to comply says a lot about you too, doesn't it? But to be honest, I don't have any ill will toward you, Judy. Actually, I should be thanking you. If not for you, I might never have gotten back together with Colton. You know, something's been bothering me. Aren't you supposed to be the sickest you've ever been? You seem like you're perfectly fine to me, perhaps even a little bit too fine. Oh, no, I'm on my deathbed for sure. I'm not long for this world. Tell my parents I love them. Right. Glad to see you're doing well. I'm curious whether Colton actually thought you were sick or whether he was in on the farce. But that's not what's important to me right now. I'll deal with him later. My question for you is, why in the world did you want to get back together with Colton? Why do you think? Because now Colton's the one who's going to inherit the family business. I heard through the grapevine that his older brother, who was going to inherit the company, decided that he wanted to pursue his own interests. That was a big shock for his parents since they had invested a lot of time and effort into preparing him for the job. But since they want to keep it in the family, that means it's now up to Colton to keep it going. They're even paying for him to attend some big shot business school to prepare him for the job. I had no idea that was going to happen when I broke up with him. I see. So once you found out he was going to be a lot wealthier than you expected, you changed your mind about him. But those are all recent developments. I'm not sure how you could have heard it through the grapevine, unless by grapevine you mean through Colton himself. How long have the two of you been contacting each other? A while. That's all you need to know. But don't get me wrong, it's not that I only like him for his money. He's not too bad of a guy himself. And every time he came to take care of me, He would tell me how cute I was and how much he missed me. So it seems like he was pretty keen on getting back together with me, too. All I had to do was ask him to play doctor with me a little bit, and before too long, he was giving me regular injections, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, you'd be hard-pressed to be any more obvious than that. I knew he was emotionally cheating on me, but thank you for confirming that you had a physical relationship with him, too. Not that I needed much confirmation. A bunch of times when he went over to see you, he stayed the night in a nearby hotel. I guess that hotel was your place. So much for his relationship with you being all in the past.
Oh yeah, our relationship is very much a present thing. But for his part, he did seem like he was still intending to marry you up until earlier today. Wait a minute though, did you actually believe him when he said that there was nothing going on between us? Like, for real, he was coming to see me at least one night a week. What did you think was going on?
In my naivety, I genuinely believed that he was a little dumb, but genuinely concerned for your health. Now I know that he is very dumb and thinking with his you-know-what instead of his brain.
Oh, you can give him a little bit more credit than that. It wouldn't matter if he was thinking with his brain or with his you-know-what. Either way, he would still choose me. But still, he needed a little push in order to give up on you for good. That's why this morning I sent him a little note of encouragement. If you actually marry that woman today, then I'll never speak to you again. That's all it took for him to put your wedding on hold and come right away to see me. You should have seen the look on his face when he came into my apartment. It was hilarious.
Ah, I see. Then he was lying when he told me you were sick today. Oh, well, that doesn't matter to me anymore. No matter the reason, I'm not interested in any man who would skip out on his wedding to see his ex-girlfriend. You want him? You can have him.
Wow, Judy, you're actually taking this surprisingly well. Can I take this to mean that you don't have any feelings for Colton anymore?
Any feelings I have left for him at this point are all negative ones, so for all intents and purposes, yes.
Yeah, I'll bet you're bitter. You just had your fiancé stolen away from you by his ex-girlfriend on the day of your wedding. I don't even know how you could bear to go on living after this.
You know, I think I'll manage just fine, thank you. But are you sure you want to be admitting all of this to me? What if I went and told Colton that you're only after him for his money?
Nah, you wouldn't do that. You said it yourself, didn't you? You don't want to speak to him ever again. Plus, since he's the guy who betrayed you and all, I doubt you would be too motivated to protect him from a wicked little gold digger like me.
Wow, you actually understand me pretty well.
Plus, Colton told me he blocked your phone number, so he won't be contacting you either. You're naive, but not a total idiot, and you're still kind of young. So it seems to me like you'd rather go out and find a new, better man than waste time on energy pining after Colton.
You think I'm not a total idiot? Aw, I'm flattered.
Oh, trust me, I was not complimenting you. I'm still a superior woman to you in every way that matters.
You seem to have an awful lot of self-confidence. But are you sure you can make it work with Colton this time around? I seem to remember the two of you breaking up after he found out that you were cheating on him.
Wait, is that what happened? Oh yeah, I remember now. Yeah, back then Colton didn't seem like he had very much potential. One day I came across a guy who seemed like he'd be able to take better care of me than Colton, so I jumped ship. But now that I know he's gonna take over his dad's company, oh, that changes everything. Like, you know how big his dad's company is, right? It's one of the most powerful companies in the state. What more could a girl ask for?
I can think of a few things, but if money's what you're after, I suppose you're getting exactly what you want. I'll tell you the same thing I told Colton. I hope the two of you will be very happy together.
Oh, you don't need to worry about us. We'll be plenty happy. Unlike someone else I know who just lost her filthy rich fiancé this afternoon. And speaking of which, Colton is really mad at you. He's so mad that he actually wants to go right down to the courthouse so that we can get married today.
Sounds like a wonderful idea to me. The fact that he was willing to blow off our wedding for you shows pretty clearly how serious he is about you. And from the way you've been talking to me, it sounds like this is the best possible outcome for you.
You got that right. All my dreams are coming true all at the same time as your dreams are being shattered into teeny tiny little pieces. Thanks for being so understanding, Judy. Don't worry, I'll take real good care of Colton for you.
Hey, what gives? I thought we had a clean breakup. Now I find out you're suing me?
What did you expect was going to happen? Canceling something as big as a wedding isn't like canceling a subscription service. We had to pay costs to the planner, to the church that hosted us, to the caterer, to the other wedding staff. And all because you wanted to go and beg your mistress not to break up with you.
Wait a second. You mean Ellie told you everything?
She was having the time of her life, spilling all the sordid details to me. Hold on a second, though. I thought you had blocked my number. At least that's what your ex-mistress and current wife told me. That's why I didn't bother to text you and just had my lawyer send you the papers by mail.
You're such a selfish little brat. You're really gonna sue me to get back at me for breaking up with you?
What do you think I am, some kind of emotional child? I'm suing you because I have every legal right to do so. Both my parents and yours told me I should hold you responsible in every way possible. You should have seen your parents on the day of the wedding. The look on their faces as they apologized for your atrocious behavior was incredible. It was like an exquisite combination of rage, shame, and sadness.
Wait, they were really apologizing to you for me?
Well, yeah, because unlike you, your parents are decent human beings. They assured me that they were not going to let you get away with what you did to me.
Yeah, I know. That's actually something else I wanted to talk to you about. Do you think that we can start over again?
Are you serious? I wouldn't get back together with you if you were the last man on Earth. You're really coming crawling back to me after all you did? How pathetic can you be?
Please, Judy, let's be adults about this, okay? I've done some thinking the last few days, and I realized that it was a mistake to marry Ellie.
Oh, you realize this now? Well, maybe you should have thought about that before leaving me standing at the altar to go see her.
I know. I have no idea what I was thinking then. I realize now what an idiot I was, and I'm really, really sorry.
Yeah, I'll bet you are. Now, if you don't mind, I would love to hear an explanation. So let me grab some popcorn and tell me all about it.
Huh?
Tell me why you're crawling back to me apologizing and regretting marrying Ellie. There must be some reason you're debasing yourself like this.
Well, I just realized that you're the right girl for me, that's all.
Nice try, but wrong. Would you like to tell me the real reason, or shall I say it for you?
You mean you know?
First, your father rescinded his offer to give you the company, and he fired you from your current job. Then you told Ellie about that, who went totally berserk. And now she's coming out and admitting that she only married you for your family's money. Since you're not getting that anymore, she wants nothing more to do with you. Is that right?
Yeah, that about covers it.
I thought so.
My dad was blowing up my phone with calls and texts the day of the wedding. I wasn't in the mood to talk, so I ignored it. But then the next day he came straight over to my apartment and told me he was firing me.
You didn't see that coming? You bailed on your own wedding to go and see your ex-girlfriend and current mistress. Imagine how badly his company's image would suffer if a monster like you took over. There would be a news article every day highlighting your most egregious exploits.
I'm really, really sorry, Judy. I've never seen my dad get that angry before. I screwed up, big time. And the worst part, I thought I could count on Ellie to support me. I mean, this is the biggest disaster of my life. But all she did was yell at me. I never should have chosen her over you. That was a huge mistake.
Wow, we actually agree on something. It was a huge mistake for you to cheat on me with a vile, lowly, gold-digging, home-wrecking succubus like Ellie.
I know that. You don't have to remind me. I was a complete and total moron for cheating on you. It took me messing up this bad to learn the most important lesson of my life. I don't want a wife who's only gonna be there for me in the good times. I want someone who's gonna be loyal and true, who'll stick by my side even in the worst of times. The only reason Ellie wanted to marry me was because she thought I was gonna inherit my dad's company. I had no idea that's the kind of woman she was.
Wow, you mean you didn't realize that the first time she cheated on you? You are such an idiot. I was always going to be there for you in sickness and in health, for richer or for poorer.
I know, you're nothing like her. I told you I've been thinking about you a lot these last few days. For a while, I never thought I was going to inherit the company. I just thought I'd always be another mid-level employee. But then all of a sudden, my brother stepped down, and my dad made me start taking all these crazy hard business classes. So I had my regular duties and my studies to keep up with, and it was all really stressful. But you were there for me all the way through that.
Yep, I was.
You were with me back when you thought I was going to spend the rest of my life as an average guy making an average salary. You never thought I was going to run the company someday. And yet you always said that you'd be willing to support me, no matter what the future brings.
Yep, right again. I wasn't concerned with how high you climbed on the corporate ladder. I had my own job that I enjoyed, so I was even prepared to support you if you one day lost your job. CEO or custodian, it didn't matter to me. All I wanted was to have a big, happy family together with you. And I genuinely believed we could have that until you started going to hang out with Ellie every week. That made me suspicious, but even still, I thought that you would knock it off once we got married. Boy, was I ever naive to believe that. The day at the wedding, my mom told me something that really rang true. I wasn't supporting you. I was spoiling you. You saw me as nothing but a pet. You thought that you could do anything you wanted to me and that I would always love you anyway.
No, that's not true. I messed up, but I never thought that way about you. I was an idiot, and I'm never going to make the same mistake again. So please, can't we try and start again? I'll probably never inherit my dad's company, but as long as we're together, we can make it work, right?
Wrong. There is not a thing you can say or do to heal the wounds you've given me. So you can stop apologizing because I don't want to hear it. I'm honestly glad that I found out what a scumbag you were. If I had married you, my life would become a living hell. Colton kept pestering me by text after that, so I blocked him. His parents were 100% on my side, so they got him to agree to pay for the full cost of the wedding without me having to sue him. Fortunately, I managed to dodge a bullet by canceling the wedding. Ellie wasn't so lucky. After she and Colton divorced, she got so depressed by the whole thing that she contracted an actual disease. So she doesn't need to fake it anymore. But I don't feel sorry for her at all. Quite the contrary, this is a fitting punishment for the devious tactics she used to pull Colton away from me. As for myself, I'm currently back on the market and looking for a boyfriend. Thanks to my experience with Colton, I have a lot of red flags that I know to look out for now. Isaac, did you go into my room? You don't need to answer that. I know you did. The question is, what did you do to all my stuff?
Your room? What do you mean your room? Starting today, that's my mom's room. I went ahead and put everything that looked like you wanted to keep it in the downstairs storeroom. Everything else that didn't fit, like your bed, I just threw away.
Wait a second, you're not making any sense. What are you talking about?
I did a lot of work that you should have done yourself. A simple thank you would be nice. Anyway, it's not like we had any other choice. We just don't have enough rooms in the house.
That's not what I'm talking about. Since when are your mom and dad moving in with us? This is the first I'm hearing of this.
Why should I waste my time discussing it with you? You're my wife. It's not like you have the right to go against me. And where else are my mom and dad supposed to go? You want me to kick them out into the cold? God, Alex, I had no idea you were such a cruel, heartless witch. I'm disappointed in you.
What has gotten into you, Isaac? Is it really you? It's like you're a different person completely.
Nope, this is the real me. I've done a pretty good job of hiding it up until now, haven't I? I should be an actor. Seriously, though, I can't believe you actually fell for it. You were the easiest mark I've ever seen.
Mark? Isaac, you're scaring me. I've been saving up money from my job for 15 years to buy this house. We worked together on the design and everything. We were going to spend the rest of our lives together in it. What is going on?
You want to know? Fine, I guess I can fill you in now. I decided that my parents are gonna move into this house with us, and the deed is in my name, isn't it? That means I'm the one who gets to decide who stays and who goes. I think I've been more than good enough to you already. I played nice to a loser like you with no family and no friends for 15 years, and now it's time for you to return the favor. Most of all, now that I've got the house, I don't need you for anything anymore. My parents are living here. Don't like it? Then you can move out by yourself. Go and find a cardboard box to live in or something.
I don't understand, Isaac. We've been together for 15 years. Was that all a lie? I think I'm starting to get a headache.
Oh my God, you still don't get it? What is wrong with your brain, you moron? Oh, come to think of it, your brother died because of something to do with his brain, didn't he? It must run in the family. That's good news for you. You'll be able to see your brother again pretty soon.
How dare you use my brother's death to mock me? Never in all our time together did I think you would do something so low, so cruel, so black-hearted. I can't believe you. But if this is what you say you really are, then I guess there's nothing left for me to say. I want a divorce as quickly as possible. If you'll agree to an amicable divorce, then you can do whatever you want with the house.
Wait, for real? You're serious? Awesome! You were really starting to get on my nerves, so this is the best news I've gotten in ages. Go ahead and get a set of divorce papers and bring them to the house. You can pack up all your stuff, we'll each sign on the dotted line, and then you'll be out of my hair forever.
Goodbye, Isaac. And good luck.
Heh, you're the one who's gonna need some good luck.
Alex, is it true? Did you and my brother really get a divorce? Hey there, Mia. It's been a while since we've talked. I'm sorry we had to reunite under these circumstances. Frankly, I'm having a hard time accepting reality myself. I heard everything from Isaac. Don't you think you should take some time to calm down a bit? What? Well, yeah. I mean, you bought the house with the intent to have my mom and dad move in with you, right? I was so happy when I heard that. And now that the house is finally built, you're going back on your word? That's not like you. And I know this is really easy for me to say since you're the one who's actually inviting them into your home, but I was on the impression that everyone was on the same page about this. Mia, that is completely untrue. I was completely out of the loop. If I were actually planning on having your mom and dad live with us from the beginning, then I would have built a duplex. You said Isaac told you everything, but did he really? Like, did he tell you that he threw all of my things away in order to free up a room for his mom to use? Wait a second. No, that's not what Isaac told me at all. Isaac was a bit of a wild child back when he was still in school, but ever since he graduated, he cleaned up really quickly. One day he told my parents that he wanted to live his life so that they wouldn't have to worry about him. And then when he started dating you, my goodness, he was like a brand new man overnight. Yeah, I've heard a lot of stories about Isaac's younger days. My brother used to tell me all sorts of things about him. I lost my husband to cancer, and my parents are starting to develop dementia, right? I felt really bad about pushing this burden onto you, but at the same time, Isaac is the only family member I have left that I can rely on, so I want to trust him. So can't you try one more time to talk things over with Isaac? Do it for me. I don't know what to say, Mia. Are you saying you think I'm lying to you? No, that's not it at all. I'm sorry it came off that way, but people have a hard time thinking clearly when they're angry. I'll bet that the whole thing is just one big misunderstanding. And I'm concerned about you too. It's not just me. Isaac is the only family you have left too. I'm sorry, I can't take this anymore. If you want to take your brother's side in this, then go ahead. Alex, no, I'm not taking anyone's side. I just want everyone to get along, that's all.
So, how are you liking your new homeless lifestyle? Did you find a nice cardboard box to move into? You poor pathetic little woman. You could have been married to me, but you chose to be all alone instead.
What do you want, Isaac? If you're only texting me to gloat, I'm not interested in hearing it.
Gloat? Me? Get out of here! Nah, I'm a big-hearted guy. I thought you could use a hand. My mom's getting more and more senile every single day, so she's not reliable for doing any cooking or cleaning anymore. But you're still good for that, right? You were always a pretty good housekeeper and a decent cook. So if you're willing to serve as my maid for the rest of my life, then I'd be willing to consider getting back together with you. What do you say?
Excuse me? What makes you think I would even want to get back together with you?
Huh? I mean, like, what reason do you have to turn me down? I seriously can't think of a single reason. You're completely on your own right now, aren't you? All you ever do is work, and you have the personality of a wet blanket. You're now a middle-aged divorcee who has absolutely no attractive features at all. What man in his right mind would be interested in someone else's used goods?
I would rather never speak to another human being for as long as I live than be with you.
Look at you talking a big game, as if you're not desperate to get me back right now.
If you ask me, I'd say you're the one who seems desperate right now. Don't forget all I ever spent on the house was the down payment. You'll still have the monthly mortgage payments to make, which might be tough for you to do on your own.
Wait, what?
Didn't we talk about this before? I spent 15 years saving up money in order to make the $50,000 down payment on the house, which we put in your name. That means you're still on the hook for paying the balance of $450,000.
Whoa, hold on. You mean you didn't buy the house straight up in cash? You said that you'd have no trouble buying a $500,000 house in cash.
If I recall correctly, I'm pretty sure I do. What I said to you was that if I wanted to, then I could pay for the whole house in cash. I'm an executive in my company now, and I have enough in stock options alone to do that. But I know I told you that I would take out a loan anyway, and you left everything to me, so you were okay with that. If my memory serves me, then I believe payments will start within the next few years or so be on the lookout for that in the mail. Make sure you make your payments on time.
I won't be able to make them on time. I won't be able to make the payments at all. I already have all my spare cash tied up in making payments on the car.
I'll bet you do. That was the plan. I bought the house and you bought the car. And you were dead set on buying a fancy luxury SUV thinking it would last longer and have a higher resale value. But now that we're divorced, you'll just have to handle it all yourself.
No way! I'm never gonna be able to do that! I mean, the car alone costs $100,000!
And since the loan I got on the house was a 20-year one, that means the monthly payments should come out to around $3,700 a month, I think.
What? $3,700 a month? My car payments are $1,000. That means I have to find a way to put up almost $5,000 a month just for the car and house?
That's slightly above the national average monthly salary, huh?
And on my income, that means I'll have next to nothing left after making those two payments. I'll never be able to do it. Wait a minute. Property division. I could still sue you for property division after we divorce, right? You had a ton of money in your savings account, right? I'll just take half of that.
Oh, you want to sue me for your share of my assets? All right, fair's fair. I'll sue you right back then.
Sue me? For what?
Malicious destruction of property.
You're full of it. I've never destroyed anything.
How soon you forget. Scroll up in our chat history, Isaac. Just over a week ago, you admitted to me that you threw away all of my possessions. And from the way you were talking to me, I think it'll be easy to prove malice. I was planning on letting it go since I would prefer not to have to deal with a drawn-out court battle with you in addition to the divorce. But if you're saying you want to sue me for a share of my assets, then I have no reason to hold back anymore. Based on the value of the stuff that you destroyed, I'm pretty sure that puts you in the felony territory. Well, Isaac, do you feel like becoming a convicted felon? That might reflect poorly on you if you ever try to get a better job than your current one.
No way!
If you'll be a good little boy and keep your filthy hands off my money, though, I'll let it slide. Make your choice, Isaac. Get a short-term payout in exchange for a long-term punishment, or forego a temporary financial reprieve and secure your future.
There's no way I'm gonna let you make me a felon! That's gonna ruin my life! How can you do this to me? All I'm doing is trying to make sure my aging parents are taken care of! They've both got dementia, you know! Are you really gonna screw me over like this? You're not just hurting me, you're hurting them too!
I am so sorry that your despicable little plan to boot me out of the house and have your mommy take care of you backfired on you. And I gave you the house as I promised. I never said you'd get it for free. You're not going to get 1 single cent out of me. You'll just have to work hard to pay it off by yourself.
You little... I'll get you for this, I swear! Hey there, Mia. Thanks again for talking to me the other day. I really appreciate it. It's been a long time since I've been to your place, but wow! You are just as good a housekeeper as you've always been.
And you're just as much of a smooth talker as ever, I see. Flattery will get you nowhere with me. I was sad to hear that you and Alex haven't been able to sort out your differences, though. Having her in the family was like gaining the little sister I never had.
I'm just as disappointed as you are. I gave her everything she ever wanted, and how does she repay me? By leaving me and sticking me with a massive mortgage payment. It's been so hard for me ever since she left.
Yeah, I'll bet. How's that going, by the way? Are you gonna be able to make the payments?
I'll be able to make this month's payment with no problem, but next month and beyond, well, that's gonna be a problem. Which brings me to the reason I texted you today. Could I borrow a little bit of money from you?
No.
Really? Why not?
Because I've already given you a decent amount of money. Not willingly, mind you.
What do you mean?
The ring that I had in my desk, Isaac? What did you do with it?
I have no idea.
Be honest now. You can tell me the temptation was too much to resist or whatever. I just want the truth.
But I am telling the truth. I would never steal your ring, you know that.
Then you'll have to come up with a better explanation for how the engagement ring my late husband gave me ended up in a pawn shop downtown. Alex told me about you. She said that you had sold some of her favorite pieces of jewelry in the past. And when she went looking for them, she found them at a pawn shop. And just the other day, after I told her I lost my ring, she found it at the very same pawn shop.
There's no way it's your wedding ring. It must just have a very similar design.
No, there's no way Alex would confuse it with another ring. After all, Alex was my husband's little sister, and they went to pick out my ring together.
Wait, they did?
That's right. And if you still don't believe me, my name is engraved on the inside. So unless there's another Mia in the area who had an engagement ring with the exact same design, it's mine. I'm shocked, Isaac. That's all I can say. What made you think you could get away with selling the ring my husband left me? It's official now. You haven't actually changed at all since you were in school. Their parents died when they were young, so when my husband died, Alex lost her one and only family member in this world. I thought that you started dating her because you didn't want her to be all alone.
That's right. That is why I started dating her. You see, I have changed.
It was quite a dramatic change, wasn't it? All of a sudden, you started standing up straight, dressing well, and using less profanity. You told me that you changed your ways to make sure Alex would never feel alone again, but that wasn't true, was it? No. All you did was take advantage of her vulnerable emotional state. She was quite a successful businesswoman and was making a good deal of money even 15 years ago. And now that you've got your hands on the house you wanted from her, you don't need her anymore.
Hey, what gives? You just believed everything that Alex told you?
Not without good reason. Trust but verify, as they say. I know for a fact that everything Alex told me was the truth. The thing that I just can't understand is how you could steal and sell something that was so important to me. You're my brother, Isaac. You had to know how much that ring meant to me.
What was I supposed to do? I had no other choice. It was either sell your ring or I wouldn't be able to make the mortgage payment. Keep in mind that I'm the one who's responsible for making sure Mom and Dad's needs are met.
I see. So your plan is to use our parents as a get-out-of-jail-free card then? Sorry, that's not going to work on me. Don't forget, I was always intending on being the one to take care of Mom and Dad. Do you really think I don't see what's really going on? You're so transparent. You got Alex to put the house in your name and then snuck in all your parents' stuff while she was out. Then you used the fact that you legally owned the house to force her out. I'll bet your next step was to find some excuse to boot Mom and Dad into a nursing home, wasn't it? You no doubt have invented some reason for that, too. Like, they need a lot more intensive care than I can give them. Something like that, right? And once they were gone, you would be free to bring in some other woman to live with you. A dastardly plan, but there was a fatal flaw. You're not smart enough to pull it off.
Hey, you can't just go and make up stuff like that about me. Why are you treating me like I'm some kind of villain? Some sister you are. What kind of sister talks to her own little brother like that?
You had better start telling the truth, and fast. Don't forget that I can press charges against you for a litany of crimes against me anytime I want.
Oh, come on. First, Alex threatens to sue me for malicious destruction of property, and now you're holding even more charges over my head?
Yeah, and I can easily have you put away for a solid 5 years or more if I felt like it, so start talking.
All right, fine. You want the truth? Here it is. Yeah, you're right. I only ever got with Alex for her money. I hit a dead end in my career and wanted to find some way to have a higher standard of living. Then along came Alex, freshly distraught from the death of her older brother. So I put the moves on her, and she took the bait hook, line, and sinker. And yeah, once I got the house from her, I was gonna kick our parents out into a nursing home as soon as possible. Why should I spend one valuable second of my time babysitting those geezers?
Incredible. Well, thank you for your honesty, Isaac. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go and have a conversation with the police about you.
What? No! You can't do that! I was honest with you, just like you told me!
I told you to be honest, yeah. But I never told you that I wouldn't press charges if you were.
No way! You tricked me! How could you do something like that to me? We're brother and sister! Doesn't that hurt your conscience at all?
Nope, not in the slightest. Oh, and one more thing. You need to pay back Alex for the down payment she made on the house. After all, it is your house, isn't it? It's not fair for her to have to pay anything toward your house. Good afternoon, Isaac. How are you doing on this fine day?
If you're gonna gloat, then you can save it. I don't want to hear it.
Gloat? Me? Oh, perish the thought. No, I'm sincerely worried about you.
Spare me. My girlfriend broke up with me thanks to you. Me and Lisa were getting along great. We were going on fun dates, spending a bunch of time together. She even said that she wanted to marry me, and now she's leaving me.
But you were leaving Lisa totally in the dark. She had no idea that you were married when she was dating you. Any woman of decent moral character would be appalled to find out that the man they thought they had a future with was actually married to another woman. She deserved to know the truth, so I told her, that's all. And now that she knows the truth about you, she never wants to see you again. Can you blame her?
How did you find out about her anyway?
People like me who aren't bogged down with crippling debt have no problem with affording to hire a private detective. I felt really bad for her, but I was somewhat relieved to find out she wasn't a willing party in your affair.
How much is enough for you? When are you gonna stop messing with my life, huh? It's not just Lisa, it's my parents and sister too. One day I came home from work and my parents and all their stuff was gone. Lisa took them somewhere. I have no idea how to contact any of them. And without my mom to do the housework, the whole place is a mess. I thought I could at least count on my dad, but even he's siding against me. This isn't right. I don't deserve this. Why is every single person around me doing nothing but getting in the way of my happiness? You owe me! When your brother died, you had nobody, but I took you in out of the kindness of my heart. I did right by you for 15 years, didn't I?
I suppose. After meeting me, you stopped dyeing your hair crazy colors, started wearing normal people clothes, and even got a job. Mia was really happy to see how much you'd changed. She was dealing with the loss of her husband at the time, and she thought that was one of the reasons you cleaned up your act. Not to mention she was thrilled to see you stand up and support me, her late husband's younger sister. And then you betrayed both of us.
What are you saying, huh? That I'm completely in the wrong? I'll bet that's what you need to tell yourself to soothe the guilt for what you've done to me. You had no problem accepting my kindness and generosity when it benefited you, so what's wrong with expecting you to pay me back for that kindness, huh? Nothing, that's what. So what if it was only superficial kindness? All that matters is I treated you right. You owe me for that.
I don't believe this. I mean, it's you, so I kinda can believe it. But for you to stand there and justify deceiving me for all these years, that's just incredible. You don't seem to think you've done anything wrong, but let's think here. You're guilty of malicious destruction of property, theft, sale of stolen goods, and you were having an affair. Was none of that wrong? If that's your position, I'd love to see you try and justify it. Frankly, after everything you've done to me and Mia, I'm honestly impressed that you have the nerve to even talk to us anymore.
I don't have to justify anything to you!
You know, I suppose you're right. But it's less that you don't have to and more that no justification you come up with would do you any good. You lost every single ally you ever might have had. I'm not sure you understand just how angry Mia is right now. You used both her husband's death and your parents' condition in order to benefit yourself. She's not going to forgive you for that, ever. And your unknowing mistress Lisa is just as angry as Mia is.
Speaking of those two, what's going on with them? I've been trying to talk to them, but they never read any of my messages.
That would be because they both blocked you.
Oh no! I was texting Mia for a solid hour trying to get her to not press charges against me. Does this mean she didn't read any of them? That she's actually gonna do it?
Yeah, most likely.
No! This is bad! Really bad! Alex, I am so sorry for everything I've done to you! I'll never do it again, so I'm begging you, don't sue me, don't press charges, and get my sister to back off too, would ya? It's true that I went after you for your money, but that was just the beginning. We were together for 15 years. I started to love you for real along the way.
Are you being serious right now?
Yes, I'm super serious. Why would I lie about this? I'm so sorry for being such an idiot. I treated you terribly. So can't you give me a second chance? Let's get back together.
You really mean it? You're really sorry for everything?
Yes, Alex, I'm really sorry from the bottom of my heart.
All right, then. I'll think about it.
Really? Thank you so much. You really are a kind woman, Alex. I've known all along that you were the best woman I could have ever hoped for in a wife. Oh, and be sure to talk to my sister about this, too. Alex, come on! You can't do this to me! I thought we talked about this! Someone just came by the house saying they were representing you in your lawsuit against me! You're suing me after all? And not just that, I got a call from the cops! They say I have to report to the county courthouse for an arraignment! I don't believe it! Both you and Mia are pressing charges against me? You promised me you'd get Mia to let it all go! You tricked me!
I tricked you? Oh, nonsense. All I ever told you is that I would think about it. I never promised you I'd do anything else. Just like I promised, I did a lot of thinking, and the more I thought about what you did to me, the angrier I got. So I decided to press charges.
Not again! Why do I keep doing this to myself? Oh no, I just looked at the front door security camera. It's the cops. They're here. They're gonna arrest me for sure.
That's what happens when you ignore a court order.
How could you, Alex? I didn't think you were the kind of person who'd do a thing like this.
Really? I don't know what to tell you. This is the type of person I've always been. What, did you think my whole sweet little submissive wife act was for real? Wow, you're the easiest mark I've ever seen in my life. Hey there, Mia. So how are things going in your new place? Hi, Alex. Things are going pretty well, thanks. It's a little bit of a tight fit for 3 people, but it's convenient and comfortable. I've been meaning to tell you, my parents wanted to tell you how sorry they are for everything. They believed Isaac's lies, so they had the completely wrong idea about you. That's all right. Tell them I don't blame them at all. It's natural to want to trust your son. I owe you an apology, too. I should have trusted you in the first time you told me about Isaac. I guess that deep down, I really wanted to believe that Isaac had turned his life around. When I found out that you were telling the truth all along, it was a huge shock for me. I'm really sorry. My husband told me to take care of you before he died, and I failed. Oh, Mia, that's not true at all. Even with all the lies Isaac told you about me, the fact that you thought to ask me for my side of the story alone was really big-hearted of you. And the whole time you were worried about me becoming alone again. I'm glad, too. If you had simply believed everything Isaac said, I probably would have hated you forever. I can't believe what a moron Isaac is. He had the best wife possible in you, and yet he still did all of those terrible things to you. I'll bet you must have put up with much more than that over the years. It's too bad things had to turn out this way, but given the circumstances, I'm glad you divorced him. Thanks for that, Mia. And by the way, I might have divorced your brother, but I'd still like to spend more time with you. We've been cordial in the past, but if you're okay with it, how about we become friends? Are you sure that's what you want? Of course. After all, you're the person my brother chose to spend his life with. You've probably got a ton of embarrassing stories about him, and I want to hear each and every one. Oh, girl, I could go on for days. Both me and Mia had Isaac dead to rights in our cases against him. He was convicted on all counts, making him officially a felon until the end of his days. We were also successful in our civil suits against him, and we managed to get a combined $50,000 in damages. There was no way Isaac would ever be able to pay that much at once on his income, so he had to take out a loan. And since he was already neck-deep in debt, he had to sell both the house and his car in order to be able to pay us off. As for Isaac's mistress, Lisa, it turns out she was the receptionist at Isaac's company. Not only that, her uncle was the company's CEO. Being an unwitting partner to adultery was a big shock for poor Lisa, and she went to her uncle to tell him about the whole thing. It didn't take very long after that for him to get fired. Isaac's colleagues never liked him anyway, so they weren't too sad to see him go. And all his friends had long since abandoned him because of his greedy and conniving nature. So having lost every single human connection he once had, he tried to fill that void with alcohol. He spends a lot of time at one particular bar whose specialties are girls, poles, and private rooms. Get the picture? He fell head over heels for one girl in particular who has absolutely no qualms about milking him for all he's got. Isn't that ironic? He started out trying to use me as a piggy bank, and now the exact same thing is happening to him. Mia and I are getting along great too. We spend a lot of time together going to cafes, movies, day trips, that sort of thing. I loved my brother a lot, and it's great to be able to talk about him with someone who knew him just as well as I did.